All right. Sometimes you had a bad day. Some days you can't lie. Some days your fans boo you off the field. That has to be a terrible feeling. I know that happens in New York. I know that Yankees fans still say F Altuve even when the Astros aren't even in town. But to be booed out of your own ballpark, but hey, it was Space City Uniforms Day. That was something that we have to talk about. And Shohei Ohtani almost had a perfect game against your Houston Astros. We'll talk about that and more on this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talk Stros. Find the show at Locked On Astros. Your team every day. Brett, where can I find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter and Instagram, and at Astros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive. I'm positive when Odorizzi hits the mound, it's not going to be good. Always Stros.
I knew you were going to be like, yeah, he had a bad day. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and kick him out. Let's trade him for a bag of balls. Let's do
I didn't say that. Hey, we can make this our Festivus episode where we air our grievances. Okay, it could be an early Festivus holiday.
All right, I guess we could talk about that. But this episode is brought to you by Blue Nile. This Mother's Day, give mom something that she'll treasure forever with fine jewelry from the BlueNile.com. And Locked On Sports listeners get $50 off $500. Use the code Locked On at the checkout. And I feel like Jason Castro needs to get something special today, because if it wasn't for Jason Castro, then we would be talking about a perfect game, possibly, maybe. Who knows what would happen? But you know what we definitely need to talk about? Thank you for making us your first listen every day. And whether it's on YouTube, keep on subscribing to us. Keep on liking us and subscribing. And make sure you go ahead and listen to us on your way to work, on your way home to work, on your at work, I guess, on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, even after a terrible game like this. But the bullpen did a great job. They pitched 7 and 1/3 innings of shutout ball there. So we can talk about that. So,
Yeah.
Brett, overall, what was your overall grade of Jake Odorizzi tonight?
F. I mean, do we even have a scale lower than F? That was a terrible start. I mean, of course, Jake doesn't go out there trying to fail. I mean, he's a professional. I mean, he's got some pride. He's got incentives. I mean, he needs to get a certain amount of innings. He needs to get a certain amount of starts with 5 innings or more. I mean, all this stuff. But he was absolutely abysmal. And going against Ohtani was 0-2 going into today, Eric. Ohtani had lost his first 2 games against the Astros on April 7th, where he did strike out 9. He only gave up 1 earned run. And then against Texas, he 3 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 6 runs, 6 earned, a home run, 2 walks, and only 5 strikeouts. And then he walks into Minute Maid Park on our Space City day, ruining our Jersey day. And you know what? Did you know the Astros even did the Angels a favor? Did you know the Astros moved the game up an hour for the Angels so that they could leave town at a certain time? That was a deal they made for a favor later on down the road. I saw, I believe, Brian McTaggart or one of the beat writers put out there. I'm like, no more of this. Revealing the space. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to stop. Let's talk about the game, because I've got a lot of frustrations to take out towards the Astros organization about these release. Now, I don't know who's in charge of the release dates or all this stuff, but I've got some issues with the way they're doing this. I think whoever is in charge of the Space City jersey marketing outside of the reveal needs to be canned or reduced in salary, because Mondays, anyways, I digress. Ohtani just looked like a master on the mound. Ohtani looked like today, like the guy that we heard was coming into the major leagues and was an MVP last year. Let's not forget, Ohtani's got a very good stuff. Now, their analytics department must have scouted the hell out of the Astros, because now in 2 games, Ohtani's thrown a total of 21 strikeouts, Eric, and he's only pitched against the Astros in 10.2 innings. 10 and 2/3 innings, and he's got 21 strikeouts. That's insane. That is an unbelievable clip. If Ohtani could pitch every game against the Astros, I don't think they would ever beat the Angels for the rest of 2022. He absolutely has their number. This offense is 100% flat. I know Altuve is on the IL, but I think the entire offense is on the IL right now. It looks bad.
Yeah, I know that it wasn't just Kyle Tucker. It's not just Jose Altuve who's struggling. It's Yuli Gurriel. It's like you brought up yesterday, Martin Maldonado. There's a whole bunch of different characters that are struggling at the same time. And when you have a lineup that has a weak hitting catcher, you've got to kind of pick them up. And at this point, you're not picking them up. And in this situation like tonight, when you have one of the best pitchers in the game, a guy that won the MVP last year, a guy that reached base twice before he even threw a pitch in this game.
Unbelievable.
That was crazy that it happened. But in his first perfect 5 innings today, Ohtani had 11 strikeouts, 0 walks, and he reached base 3 times. So you know that he left after 81 pitches, and if he wasn't a hitter as well, he probably could have gone deeper in that game, but he was running bases and all that stuff. So that expels some energy as well. And
well, I think too, Eric, because he's a hitter, like you said, and they're up 6-0. The Astros are clearly not even doing anything offensively. There's no point to keep Ohtani out there, right? I mean, he did his job. He had a pick-me-up game for him. He was 0-2. This is going to get his confidence back. Now, right now, the Astros are 6-6. That knocks us right above the Rangers, Eric. We're in the cellar. Now, I know it's early, and I'm not panicking, and I don't think the sky's falling. But let's hope that the dog days of summer are now, and that this offense never catches these issues along the way.
well, the Rangers just turned a triple play apparently.
Yeah, they turned a triple play, but they've still only won 2 games, and they are still losing 0-0. I mean, they're still tied 0-0. They're probably still going to lose. They'll probably be 2-9 after tonight's game. We're not the Rangers, right?
We have a -7 run differential.
Yes, we have a
What the heck?
We've averaged 2 runs a game.
Outside of those.
We didn't score any runs tonight. Like, you would have thought with the Nike jersey, they would spot us like 5 runs, right? No. I mean, okay. Anyways, so second segment, do I air out my grievance on the last segment or in the middle so we can end on something positive?
I don't know, but I think Shohei Ohtani was a little bit ticked. I mean, he didn't really show it, but he was probably ticked that Nico Goodrum tried to beat out a bunt to lead off the 6th inning to break up the no-hitter. But I know that's not the first time in professional baseball that's happened. But Jason Castro's at bat. Credit to him. After being up 3-1 in that at bat, Castro took a slider that was a backdoor slider. It kind of backed right back over the plate, and it was a beautiful pitch. Shohei Ohtani did what he did, and everybody couldn't believe that Ohtani in that situation had almost lost the perfect game with that situation where he almost walked Castro, and Castro took strike 2. And then what would you know, in the next pitch that Jason Castro got the hit in that situation. And of all people, this is the guy that got the last out in Matt Cain's perfect game back in 2012, I believe. And so Jason Castro, thank you very much for not putting us back in the history books. I know there's still 3 more innings after that, but it got the monkey off our back. And Jason Castro's the hitter, the player of the game, because he was the only guy that got
Jason Castro, player of the game with 1 hit, batting .091. Wow, what a lowly place. How far we have fallen, Eric. But, hey, a positive note, JJ Matijevic was actually Matijevic was called up today, replacing Jose Altuve, he's swinging a hot bat in Sugarland. He had
Yeah.
Eric.
Hey, before we
Yeah,
talk about that,
yeah.
let's talk about, he's super excited and, he wants to thank his mom for all the hard work, and maybe you should go to BlueNile.com.
Well, whether she prefers a statement piece or everyday subtle elegance, BlueNile.com has fine jewelry options for every mom. Shop high quality classic diamond earrings, elegant tennis bracelets, or gemstone pendant necklaces. That's right. Looking for fine jewelry but having trouble choosing? Blue Nile experts have you covered 24/7 as they're on hand, available via phone or chat to help you find the most memorable gift for any budget. Celebrating that special woman in your life? On BlueNile.com, you can easily navigate thousands of fine jewelry options at every price point. Mark Mother's Day with something special, something enduring, a classic diamond studded earring at BlueNile.com. The Mother's Day, give mom something she'll treasure forever with fine jewelry from BlueNile.com. And Locked On Astros listeners get $50 off $500 spent. This podcast exclusive is only good through Mother's Day. Use the promo code Locked On. That's code Locked On. Plus, every order is insured, ships free, and arrives in discreet packaging that won't give away what's inside. Shop stress free and find your forever peace at BlueNile.com today.
All righty. Thank you for making the Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. You know what you should also listen to? The Locked On Now podcast. And it's a recap of all the MLB games with analysis from all the local experts, talking fans through the season like no other network. Brett just did one, and I'm sure he was just like, yeah, it's okay, be okay. Odorizzi's awesome. The Astros only got one hit. That's cool. So that's what I'm sure that's not what he said, but it's going to be all the different teams around the league, and just it's a cool way to just hear what's going around from the all the different podcasts there's around. And so go check out the Locked On Now podcast, and it's a really great listen. And so I want to go ahead and touch back, let you finish your thought on JJ and
Yeah.
what it means for him to come up to the big leagues.
Yeah, so JJ Matijevic, golly, I'm going to get it the second time every time. JJ Matijevic was swinging a hot bat in Sugarland, 42 at bats, 13 hits, 9 runs, 4 home runs, 3 doubles, a triple, 10 RBI, 4 stolen bases. His slash line is 310, 420, 714, and an OPS of 1.134. Now, the way they did this was Jose Altuve is on the 10-day IL. They've moved Taylor Jones to the 60-day IL. Now, this is interesting. This is what you call moving pieces around. I don't know that every player that goes on the 60-day IL actually needs to land there, but sometimes a player will maybe take one for the team because they've got to move pieces around to be able to have them on the 40-man roster. So while he's out because of his back, I don't know that he's really that hurt, but because he's not playing and recovering, it doesn't hurt him. And then you get Matijevic to come up. Matijevic may be a guy that comes into a Blue Jays series and lights a spark for this team. I mean, he said in the clubhouse today he was super excited about being here. It was surreal. It was a dream come true. I mean, literally, how cool is it that he got to drive 25 minutes from Sugarland to Minute Maid? He didn't have to fly from somewhere. He didn't have to rearrange anything. He could probably stay in the same apartment that he's in while he's at Minute Maid Park because he's so close. So they bring this fresh guy in. Altuve's on the IL again for 10 days, but Matijevic, he's been working hard, and I saw him play on opening day. He's got a lot of speed. He's a fun player to watch. You never know. You may catch lightning in a bottle with these guys. Maybe he gets a spot start, or he comes in and has a key pinch hit somewhere because, the Blue Jays are coming to town, Eric, and they hit the ball a ton.
Yeah. So more on Matijevic. Last year, he had 25 home runs and 75 RBIs. So this guy's got some power, and his mom cried. He said, my dad was so excited. His dad was working late night. He's a firefighter, and he was on call. He answered to FaceTime, and he was so excited. My mom, it was a special moment for me and her. We are super close, and it was something that we've always talked about. And he said that he was prepared coming out of spring training, knowing that he was on the 40-man roster. He had a great offseason and started out really hot. I didn't have any thoughts about being called up or anything. I just showed up to the ballpark and did my work and let whatever happen happen. So he found out after yesterday's game. And so this was a big moment for him. So we'll see how much he plays. I know he's been playing a little bit of first base. He's been playing a little bit of third base. I don't know if we'll see him play a lot of second base, but we'll see what happens there. But you can also see him kind of just play around the field. So he's 26 years old. He was taken with the 75th overall pick in the 2017 draft. And listen to some of the players that were taken in 2017. Look how good this draft was. J.B. Buskauskas, Joe Perez, Tyler Ivey, Corbin Martin, Chas McCormick, Peter Solomon, Brandon Bielak, Parker Muszynski, Jake Myers, and Josh Rojas. A lot of those players are in the big leagues right now. So that was a good draft.
Now, I just want to say this because I think I miss Max Stassi right now a lot. How painful is it to watch Max Stassi have a 300-plus average, do really well over there in LA, and we've got Castro and Maldonado. And I know Maldonado is there for one reason. He's there for his defense. He's not there for his offense. But Jason Castro is not even really offering much other than the one hit that he got today. He's not really getting in the lineup consistently enough really to get into the groove, Eric. But it makes you wonder, like Max Stassi, could we have held on to him? I mean, why can't someone like that be here? And if the catcher position is going to be so inept, why wouldn't you want to bring up Corey Lee? I know you don't want to start his clock too early, Eric,
right,
but he is hitting the ball a ton right now, and he's got a hot bat. I'm not saying everybody comes up to the majors and becomes a superstar, but Corey Lee, at least by All-Star break, deserves a look. I don't know, man. I just something's got to change at that catching position. I mean, we can't, especially if the rest of the offense is tanking, we can't just accept an 051. Our catchers combined aren't even hitting 150.
Well, that was Jason Castro's first hit of the year. Not only was it the first hit of the game, but I think it was his first hit of the year.
Yeah, because he doesn't get chances to play, and
Right.
if he doesn't get chances to play, it's like Alvarez hits better when he's in the field.
Right.
Play him in the field more, damn it. I'm sorry, play him in the field more. Put him out there in the field. He hits 100 points higher. Okay, he hit 2 home runs in that one game. That's great. But freaking, if you're going to be analytical about baseball, then trust your analytics. It's pretty simple. 2 plus 2 is always 4. Yordan Alvarez hitting in the field when he plays in the field hits almost 400. Freaking do it. Change it. Put Brantley at DH. Rest his sore knees or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Put freaking Yordan in the dang outfield like today. Do it against the Blue Jays, please. Please.
All right. Thomas brings up a good point. Max Stassi, when he was here, he did like a lot of Astros prospects did not do. I guess Teoscar Hernandez would be one, even though he did hit a little bit. I guess JD Martinez could be fall in that category. Max Stassi just didn't hit when he was with the Astros, and the Astros just didn't have confidence in him. So for some reason, some of these prospects, when they're with the Astros, they don't live up to their potential.
Well, no, and I understand that, and that's why I said, wouldn't it be nice if we would have kept Stassi? Like, what would it have looked like had we kept him and had we let him work through those things? Going back to JD Martinez. JD Martinez, like, coach, I figured it out. They're like, sorry, c'est la vie, and then he turned into a freaking MVP.
Right. It
And
happens.
yeah, and so right now, here's the thing. What we have to be careful of, because I think everybody's starting to do it. Everybody's starting to get on the panic train and freak out and get mad and upset. And so when Odorizzi comes out and lays an absolute goose egg and has a terrible start, that's not only bad looking, but it's also heightened because everybody's focused on the negative. What we have to realize is this is a very capable ball club with several all-stars, with some of the top hitters in the league, and it is baseball. And to get in the Hall of Fame, you only have to hit 30% of the time. So if they up their percentages 15 to 20%, they're going to be knocking the cover off the ball. So always positive, always Stros. How's that for a nice spin?
Kyle Tucker needs to go a little bit higher than that. Gurriel needs to go a little bit higher than that.
Okay,
Goodrum needs
okay.
to go a little bit higher than
You
that.
get my
Castro,
point, though, right? You get my point,
yes,
right? I mean, if you
yes,
get if you get 3 hits in every at bat, you're batting in every 10 at bats, you're batting 300. One or two more hits here or there makes a huge difference with this
right.
ball club getting things going. It's just tough to watch because this team has so much more potential because we've seen it. It's not like we just guessed and go, we think they're good. They've proven to us they're good.
Yeah. So Jake Odorizzi called his start to the season atrocious, and he was frustrated and blunt about his disastrous first inning. Said he couldn't find a strike zone tonight, even though he felt some pitches only missed by a matter of inches. So I want to go ahead and get on my soapbox for a minute. How many innings did he pitch this spring training? Just want to throw it out there. 2. I know he threw some simulated games probably and all that, and Jake Odorizzi is a veteran. This is a guy that didn't pitch a lot last spring training, and he didn't do so well last year. And finally, once he found the groove, he became a good pitcher. Don't you think a team like the Houston Astros would learn their lesson? Oh, this guy needs to pitch in spring training. He needs to get the repetition. Gets the rep, whatever you want to call it. And now the Astros did the same thing this year. Oh, let's only give him 2 innings against hitters in real game situations. And now you're surprised that he's not doing well. Yes, he pitched okay in his first start, but now he couldn't even get out of the first inning. The dude walked 4 batters in the first inning. Yes, he struck out 2 batters, but still, I mean,
But they scored 6 runs on only 3 hits.
but he
That's
struck out 2 guys, man. He had
yeah. Come
3
on,
earned runs. Okay, to
Jake.
his credit, there was that error by Gurriel. So
Oh God, way to bail, way to throw Gurriel under the bus. That's not his fault. Now he didn't hit, but that's another story. Jay Roberts says, I hope they give Javier the next start. He's not stretched out, but 3+ innings pitch would be better than Odo. Let me tell you something that y'all don't think about on a regular basis is these pitchers, a lot of them are conditioned to do piggyback starts in the minor leagues when they come up. You could have Christian Javier come out and go 4 innings. Then you can bring in one of these relief pitchers that has been pitching really well and getting a bunch of zeros on the board and let them go 3 or 4 innings and then go from there. I mean, I don't see why you can't do a piggyback start. Heck, tell Jake Odorizzi to go out on the 4th and 5th inning. I mean, if you've got a shutout and you've got a lead. But then again, see, Odorizzi's out of options. He's too expensive to put down in the minors, and they're just not going to, no one's going to DFA him, and they're not going to trade him. He's here. So he's not going anywhere. So get used to it. He'll be here every 5th day unless they put Christian Javier there and give him the start. I don't think it would be a bad idea to at least give him a chance. And if it goes from bad to worse, then I think you have to bring up Pete Solomon. I think you have to bring up. I mean, what is it with Anoli Paredes? Is he just not ready? I mean, why isn't
they don't have
give him a
confidence in
shot?
him. He's just he
Yeah,
can't throw
that's true.
strikes.
He's
He's
still
just
he's still
having
working through
chemistry.
his
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
But right now, I mean, I kind of joked on Twitter, but I was like,
Yeah.
put Matijevic on the mound. I mean, at this point, hell, I'll go throw some pitches. I'll at least hit the glove.
All righty. In that case, I want to throw in a quick thoughts by Dusty.
Thoughts by Dusty.
All righty. 3rd inning. I wish it was 3rd inning bullpen time, but this is Dusty Baker. His big thought of today. I'm just glad we didn't get no hit. On that note, Brett, let's talk about Bet Online.
Bet Online is the most bestest betting page. Gosh, that was why did you do that to me? You just threw me a Shohei Ohtani curveball, man. This is not fair. How do you oh God dang it.
All right.
All right.
Brett, talk to me about Bet Online.
Thank you. Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting stats and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, league reviews, and news, including this year's basketball playoffs and the start of the Major League Baseball season. How many innings will Jake Odorizzi go on his next start? What's the over-under? Well, go to Bet Online and find out. It's your continued source for all sporting wagering information for live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. Head to the website today and use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. Bet Online, where the game starts. Hey man, you got to be flexible. That's on me. Like Gary
That's fine.
Kubiak used to say, it's on me. It's on me. So
Don't worry about it. But yeah, I know he had some thoughts on Shohei Ohtani, but Shohei Ohtani, that guy's a beast. What he can do when he's on, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. When he's not feeling it, he can be hit a little bit. And I know that the Astros got to him a little bit in the first game, but in this game, the Astros just didn't really have it. And it just seems like no matter what they did, I know Jeremy Pena led off again, and he had the 3 strikeouts in this game. And I mean, honestly, who didn't strike out? Shohei Ohtani had 12 strikeouts in this game, a total of 15 strikeouts in the game period. And even Brantley had 2 strikeouts. When you strike out Michael Brantley, that says something, because this dude does not strike out a lot. So otherwise, Nico Goodrum, he plays second base. That's all I can say about his contribution today at the plate.
Here's the problem with Nico Goodrum and Diaz. They should have. Okay, let me preface this by saying this, because someone's going to tear me up online for this. I'm not saying putting Diaz in the lineup tonight and Nico Goodrum last night would have changed the course of both games. But literally, Nico Goodrum's best matchup was the night before, and Diaz's best matchup was tonight against Ohtani, because that was their strong side to hit from, and they didn't do it. I just, when you have an analytical team such as the Astros, and I know the analytics behind some of these things, why don't they pay attention to the analytics? If you are so heavily driven on these pre-planned off days, why are you not using common sense and starting these guys against the pitchers that they are more favorable against? It's almost like you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball. And a guy like Nico Goodrum and a guy like Diaz can't afford to be going out there screwing around with pitchers that they probably aren't going to hit. So you're not setting your guys up for success, Eric. I think there is a breakdown in the analytics department and the management and what's going on, because to me, it's a very simple problem to fix. Now, let me just end this statement. I'm not saying Nico Goodrum and Diaz changing them would have changed the course of the game, but it's little things like that pile up on this team and don't help their cause in winning.
Well, what's ironic about that statement is I remember, I don't know if it came straight from Dusty or I was listening to the pregame show, but Dusty Baker had said that the reason why Nico Goodrum was in the lineup, because he does good against a starter like Ohtani in the situation, or right-handed pitcher. So
Eric, I've looked at the stats.
Well, that's what I heard on the pregame show. That's all I'm saying. So
okay.
So we don't have to argue with that, but apparently Nico Goodrum was not good against Shohei Ohtani tonight. But thank God that Jason Castro was in the lineup, even though he had 2 strikeouts on night. He's batting 091 on the season with a 424 OPS, but he was the player of the game just because of the whole strikeout. Whole single. And this, I like Jay Roberts said, at least it was a clean single. Because can you imagine if that was some type of controversy and how that would have spread throughout baseball? Oh, look, the Astros are somehow cheating. And they found a way to make that a something like it was supposed to be a error, but they made it a hit instead to break up the no-hitter. So,
okay. Yeah. I mean, look, bottom line
everybody
is,
hates us.
That's okay. You just got to tip your cap
Right.
to Shohei Ohtani tonight. But hey, I gotta say this: our Space City jerseys are fire. They sold 327% more than the highest selling jersey, and they don't look like grandma's comforter like the Nationals jerseys with the cherry blossoms. So, hats off to Nike. But Eric, can I talk about this Monday night thing? And can I talk about when we launched the jerseys? Like, did they launch the jerseys purposely on 420 because they thought everybody was going to be high? Because that's what it seems like. and then they move the game up forward to do them a favor, whatever. Why would you launch a special jersey like this? That's I guess they didn't know it was going to be the most selling jersey, but why would you do it on a weekday? Why not doing it on a Friday night or a Saturday night? Or instead of like Friday night bright, what big and bright Friday night, call it to the moon fireworks or I don't know, just something. Use the space theme on a Friday night.
You know
Make it a
why?
celebration. Why?
Get people to come on a Monday night.
But were they there tonight? I didn't see the crowd.
It was about 29,000, I believe.
Okay,
So
so you put it on a
that's a
weekend and
lot
you're
for a Wednesday night.
okay.
No giveaway. I don't think there's a giveaway.
Okay, but why are they wearing the jerseys on Monday nights to bring people to Monday night games? That's lame. That doesn't make any sense. Put those jerseys on a Friday night, on a Saturday night, like couple it with the freaking NASA giveaway or something. But Monday nights, really, like I don't get it. Okay, I just don't get it. Monday nights, people are at work, people have school until it gets to summer. Anyways, I digress. I just was really it really just bothered me personally. But hey, people love the jerseys. I love the jersey. I haven't bought one because I think I don't really want one because everybody has one right now. I may get one later in the season, but good for you if you bought one. They look sharp. Your hat looks great. I love seeing them around. I love the lettering. I love the design. So Nike definitely hit a home run with that. I just don't like the way they're promoting it. I think it's wrong. If I was the marketing department, I would do it differently.
Well, people will come on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. People will not come out on the weekend. So they're thinking that maybe that people will come to watch them play in this uniform. And so that's why Monday nights. So that's the only thing I can think of in that situation. So
No,
that's why a lot of the promotions are on a weeknight, is because you're trying to get people out there. That's why I was very surprised that they had a bobblehead giveaway on opening day, because people will come already. You don't have to entice them to come on opening day.
but aren't most bobbleheads on the weekend anyways? I
Well,
don't
some of them
remember.
are. Some of them
I
are.
don't
Yeah.
remember many of them being during the week. Is what I'm saying.
Well, sometimes they
So
are, but if not last year, the year before, they tried to move them to Wednesday nights and Thursday nights. So they go back and forth and everything. But speaking of the weekend, let's go ahead and kind of look at the series ahead. And there are some breaking news, a little bit of breaking news. Everybody was looking forward to George Springer returning to Houston and playing his first game in a Blue Jays uniform against the Astros at Minute Maid Park. So he actually left today's game after getting hit by a pitch. I
but
believe it was
he
in his
hasn't
hand.
he's already returned to Minute Maid Park. But
He didn't play.
that's right. He was injured. I forgot about that. Yes, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry.
So he actually left today's game after getting hit by a pitch, and I believe that the X-rays are negative. So he's day to day in terms of what's going to happen this weekend. So he may he's not Mike Fiers. He's not trying to run from the Astros. So I think
Oh,
that
wow.
this is just I mean, he just got hit by a pitch, and that happens from time to time. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing him play against the Astros. I really think that this is I mean, we need to see him play back. I think it would give us some closure. I mean, he's gone. That's not the issue, but it would just be good to see him and kind of just give us our chance to say really goodbye. I know they did a video when he came in last year, or
Yeah. Oh,
to
yeah.
me.
No,
Yeah,
they've already done like the whole Springer tribute. So it'll just be good to see him back with the guys. This Blue Jays lineup is powerful. They've got some absolute studs. They've built a team the right way. They've got literally the 1990s MLB All Star team, the sons of the All Stars from the 90s, and Biggio, Guerrero Jr. They've got Bichette, who's an absolute stud. They're on the field.
right.
Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, they've got a lineup chock full of talent. This
Yeah.
team is this lineup is dangerous. I really hope they come into Texas, and I hope their bats are frozen from the flight from Toronto, and I hope that we absolutely own them this weekend because the Astros need a pick me up in a big way.
Alrighty. I forgot to tell you earlier that about Taylor Jones. Dusty Baker said that his back, he has not had it. His injury has not gotten worse. To kind of go off what you said, it just they just kind of just wanted to make the move. So it's not a setback. It's just
It's not a
something.
set right.
Right.
He's basically, if this was an F1 race and he was the car of the two driver team that needed to be in first, he would what?
Go ahead.
What?
No,
No, I
finish
mean
your analogy.
he would be the wingman. He would be the guy that gives the guy the first place spot. He's taking one for the team right now.
Yeah, I know.
He's not 60-day IL injured. That's how they do things in baseball.
Yeah. And so we'll talk a little bit more about the actual series tomorrow when we have our kind of Thursday show. And Dusty Baker said that Ryan Presley is doing a lot better, and he's supposed to have thrown a bullpen today. I don't know if he actually did, but I'm not going to freak out about this game. Shohei Ohtani, he had 20 swing and misses on 81 pitches. He had 12 strikeouts in 6 innings. He allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and I think it was Jeremy Pena that got the walk. So no, it wasn't. Who was it that got the walk?
I don't know. I'm not even
It
looking
was
at
Pena.
it.
It was Pena.
I mean, at
So,
this point, does it matter?
yeah,
It doesn't matter. The thing is, Eric, while, like I said, I'm not panicking, I'm sitting here looking at the numbers for the Houston Astros, and they have mustered 78 hits. That is good for, let me see what that rank is. The rank's really low in hits. I'm just talking about just pure hits. They're 24th in the league in hits. They are, let's see, they are, the Houston Astros are 21st with 40 RBI. And they've got to figure out a way to wake up these bats. They need to either burn the bats they have and get rid of them, make them firewood. They need to go do one of those little seances like they did with McCann and them when they basically did the funeral for Beltran's glove. They need to get superstitious. They need to like change their socks the way they're whatever they've been wearing the last few games, their undershirts. Something, the juju needs to happen. Maybe they need to go to one of those tantrum places where they break stuff. Maybe
okay,
they need
that
to
was
go
fun.
throw axes. I mean, maybe they need to go throw axes somewhere. No, never mind. We'll get a rotator cuff injury. It'll be on me. Yeah, pray to Jobu or whoever. I don't care. Just pray to somebody, because can you imagine if this offense does this against the Blue Jays? It's gonna be bad. I
Right.
mean, they're gonna take full advantage of Minute Maid Park.
Right. And, I always like to close out the show on a positive note. So Jake Odorizzi in 3 starts this year and has pitched 9 innings. He's allowed 16 hits, 12 runs. 9 of them have been earned. He has a 9.0 ERA, 7 walks, but he does have 5 strikeouts. There's my positive note.
Good job.
That's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. We'll be back tomorrow to kind of look at the Blue Jay series, and we'll give you all the glimmer of hope because this team is good. We know it's good. It's got to break out of this doldrums, and we'll go ahead and look forward to the Blue Jay series because the pitching there's nowhere to go but up from here, right?
That's right. And guess what? We got 69 viewers right now. Woohoo! Let's go.
Yes. All right. So that's all we got. And we'll check you out tomorrow. For Eric Huysman and for Brett Chancey. We are the Locked On Astros podcast, and Go Astros. Let's break out of 500. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oops. And now there's 70.